on, it's time to prowl.
On this episode, we're taking it to the streets, exploring the exciting nightlife of the masked backyard bandit, the raccoon.
Paw prints.
We're taking a look at the world through the raccoon's eyes.
And while we're up, we'll check out other cool nocturnal creatures. We'll be living the nightlife on this episode of Kratts Creatures.
Okay, creature quiz time. What animal is not only smart enough to open garbage cans, but can also unlock back gates? Try this one. It eats almost anything and can climb down trees head first. Got it yet? No? Well, check this out. The creature in question has short forepaws and long hind feet. No, not a fox. He's sly, comes out at night. Not an otter. He's related to the kinkajou, coati, and the red panda. One more clue? He has a bushy, striped tail. The answer is the raccoon. And that's who the creature team is in search of tonight. The creature of clever, the stalker of the night, the masked bandit, the...
Hey, Al, are you coming? Let's go. The Great Raccoon Creature Quest is about to begin.
Stick with us, because this is gonna be totally cool. Come on, it's time to prowl.
It's a Kratt Brothers scientific experiment. Our mission? To seek out this resourceful, adaptable creature of the night. And to discover what it's like to be a raccoon.
The team, Chris Kratt, Allison Baldwin, and Martin Kratt. The time, it's 9:31 p.m., and we're only a few blocks from the Creature Club in search of... You getting this, Chris?
Yeah, I've got you covered.
If you're looking for raccoons, the best time is after dark. Everyone knows that. But where to find them, that's another matter.
Guys, I think we're on the trail.
You found a raccoon?
I've got a disturbance in the alleyway.
Let's go. What is it?
Someone's knocked over the garbage can and pried off the lid. Not only that, check this out. Somebody fiddled with this latch and opened the gate. Fur.
Guys, I think you better take a look at this. The water's been turned on.
This can mean only one thing. A raccoon's been here. Who else in North America besides humans has paws dexterous enough to open a gate and turn on a faucet?
The first thing you gotta know about the raccoon is that he's very clever. He's great with his hands. I mean, paws.
That's the thing. People often forget that the raccoon has paws and not hands. That's because the digits on his paws are so long, nimble, and, well, finger-like. And you gotta hand it to the raccoon for the clever ways he uses his paws to scrounge for food. That's right. If there's food for the taking, you can count on the raccoon to snatch it. That's why he's known as the backyard bandit.
And talk about nimble paws. He's even known for washing his food.
Well, the jury's still out on that one. In fact, that's probably one of those creature myths. Yeah, a city raccoon will hold food under running water, and that might explain the open faucet. But I don't think he's cleaning it. He's probably just feeling his food, checking it out before he pops it into his mouth, just like country raccoons do.
Well, one thing's for sure. There is a lot of food out here for the raccoon to check out. Wow, look at this. I've never seen a slug so big before. And look at its leopard spots. Hey guys, do you think a raccoon would eat something like this?
How about snails?
Martin, behind you! We made creature contact.
All right, all we have to do now is keep it in sight and follow it.
There it is.
A raccoon? It's got bright eyes, thick fur, and...
That's not a raccoon. That's a cat. But a cat is another creature with great night vision. Check out the eyes.
One reason creatures like cats can see well at night is because their pupils, that dark center of the eye, can open up really wide.
The more light you grab with your pupils, the better you can see in the dark. That's why the owl has massive pupils.
In fact, it's amazing just how big eyes can get. Check out the peepers on this nighttime feeder, soldierfish.
Most nighttime creatures like bush babies, leopards, impala, and lions use more than just big eyes to help them see at night.
They get extra help from something called the tapetum.
A special reflective layer at the back of the eye that bounces light like a trampoline. It lets them use light more efficiently.
And if light hits their eyes at a certain angle, it makes them glow.
Great night vision lets creatures like these Tassie devils and raccoons operate under cover of darkness.
For these creatures, nighttime is the right time.
In fact, raccoons rarely come out in daylight, so if you want to check them out, you gotta join the night prowl.
9:45 p.m. If you're a human and you're looking for a creature of the night, it helps to level the playing field a bit. That's why we've put on our creature vision goggles. Now, we can see things like the raccoons see them. These are a big help. Paw prints. 5 fingers on the front paw, a back footprint a lot like ours, except with longer toes and claws. Oh yeah, these are the tracks of a raccoon. The hind prints are ahead of the front prints. That means he's on the run. Carrots, corn. Someone had a real feast here. No kidding. Hey, Allison, try some corn. This is good. Oh, yeah.
What was that sound?
Wasn't me?
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
The raccoon!
Raccoons are so sensitive to ground vibrations, you can't get close. Which is another point. Nocturnal creatures use more than just big eyes to get around at night.
Check out bats. Some species use echolocation, which works sort of like radar, to give them an excellent picture of where they are and where they're going.
Or how about possums? They have great night vision too, but they also depend on smell to locate food like this fruit.
And in Africa, the creatures of the night rely on a lot more than sight to do what they do.
Hyenas use their sense of smell to track down prey like impala.
Who use their excellent hearing to detect the approach of predators like lions.
Who use their night vision to track down prey like buffalo.
Who use their great sense of smell to sniff them out.
Owls, on the other hand, use their amazing senses of sight and hearing to hunt prey like raccoons. 9:45 p.m. and we've tracked the raccoon through the night to an old garage. We figure he's gotta be around here somewhere.
There he is. He went up on top of the roof.
There's only one thing to do. Raccoons are great climbers. Because they're born in trees or attics or even chimneys, they have to be able to climb before they even begin to walk. And they can climb down anything head first or feet first. You know, it would really help if I could rotate my feet 45 degrees like a raccoon can. When they're on the ground, raccoons aren't the most graceful creatures. They run with a sort of rolling gallop, and they certainly don't break any of the cheetah's land speed records. But you forget all that when you see how proficient they are at scaling trees. With those sharp claws and agile paws, raccoons are top-notch climbers.
This garage could be the raccoon's home, couldn't it? It's old, dark, and abandoned. Sounds like the perfect place for a city raccoon. Abandoned buildings, attics, sounds like opportunity.
So there are tons of creatures who found that the big city is the place to be. Red foxes are super city critters. They're smart, they're adaptable, they're flexible, and they're great food finders.
They could be living in your local park, and you'd never know it.
Red foxes don't need much, just enough food like birds and mice, and a place to hide out and raise their family.
check out this city citizen, the peregrine falcon. He's really sunk his talons into the big city.
In the wild, peregrines use high cliffs to perch and build their nests.
And in the city, they use high skyscrapers. It's perfect for them.
From these great heights, peregrines stoop down on their prey at 180 miles per hour, snatching them out of the air with powerful talons.
Now this is one city creature who you won't find wandering around downtown.
She's the coyote, and she needs a little more space than city creatures like raccoons.
Coyotes are more partial to the outskirts of town.
And North America hasn't cornered the market on city creatures. In Australia, these possums live in abandoned buildings and attics.
I guess you could say they're Australia's version of the raccoon.
Hey, how about these marabou storks in Africa? They've actually decided to make their nests right above a busy street in downtown Entebbe, Uganda.
So if you're going downtown, you gotta take an umbrella.
Now, it might seem weird to see these big, humongous birds hanging out in a big, bustling African city.
But then you've got to remember, someone from Uganda might find it really weird to see creatures like squirrels and raccoons who've taken up residence in our cities.
City raccoons love old garages, attics, any place that's dark, hidden, and out of the way where they can make a nest.
You know, I never really thought about it before. But raccoons can probably make a home out of almost anything.
It's Crazy Marty's Raccoon Home Shopping Network. Hey, Mass Bandits! Crazy Marty here on the Raccoon Home Shopping channel, and have I got some deals for you. If you're a racy raccoon and you're looking for just that right place to raise the whole family, well, I have got a rain barrel just for you. This little baby's chock full of wood chips. A perfect little burrow at a steal of a price. A great starter for the young raccoon. And hey, if you're looking to go absolutely nowhere, Crazy Marty has got that abandoned car for you. It's dark, hidden away, and full of nooks and crannies. And how about... Hey, what's that doing in here? A bright greenhouse? Get it out of here. Crazy Marty knows that you... raccoons can't stand bright open places. Hey, I couldn't even give it away.
Hey, Chris, what happened?
10:04 and we've lost him. He must have jumped into a tree or headed down the other side.
Guys, over here.
What's up?
Look right through. Got it?
Raccoons are classified as carnivores, which means meat eaters.
But anyone who's ever checked out raccoons will tell you they'll eat just about anything.
And there's no stopping them. Things like tightly secured garbage can lids aren't much of a challenge.
I don't know if they're gonna get in that garbage can. It's sealed pretty tight.
You were saying, Al?
You know, a lot of people in the city can get really annoyed with raccoons.
But raccoons aren't trying to be a pest or be destructive.
Hey, they're just trying to get something to eat. And in the city, garbage cans are a great place for the raccoon to scavenge some grub.
In fact, their ability to make meals out of just about anything has made the raccoon an amazing city creature success story.
But you know, one of the raccoon's secrets of success is his ability to scavenge quietly.
If you want to know what it's like to be a raccoon in the city, just follow a raccoon in the city.
It's raccoons again, Harry! Quick, throw something at them!
Oh, you know it. You know exactly what it feels like. Hey, you know, it isn't easy being a raccoon.
No kidding! Neighbors throwing things at you?
Those raccoons are still out there, Alice! I'm gonna call Crazy Chet!
raccoons or I'm not Chet the Exterminator Man.
It's crazy, Chet. It really isn't easy being a raccoon.
We gotta get out of here. I know a place. The raccoons always hide out there. Come on. It's tough being a raccoon at night. I wonder what it's like for them during the day.
Hey, how'd we do that?
It's TV.
Hey, it's a garter snake. Raccoons will eat these guys.
You know, like the raccoons, snakes are really misunderstood.
Too many people think that snakes are fanged, poisonous, tightly coiled, slithery serpents.
And that isn't true at all.
Especially not about garter snakes, who are completely harmless.
Yeah, all a garter snake really wants to be doing is slurping up a long, juicy, squiggly worm.
Hey, Chris, you notice something familiar?
What do you mean?
I mean, the garter snakes slurp up worms the same way you slurp up spaghetti.
Anyway, raccoons do eat snakes, especially raccoons who live outside the city, and that's who we're looking for.
Okay, it's 9:45 a.m., and we're on a mission to find out what life's like for raccoons who don't live in the city.
If you're looking for raccoons in their natural environment, there are two things you should look for. Plenty of big trees, and a nearby water source doesn't hurt.
This looks like a good spot.
Raccoons eat an amazing variety of food. Crickets, cherries, grapes, and even frogs.
And they're great hunters of crayfish, snails, newts, almost anything that lives in a small body of water like this. Talk about flexible eaters.
You know, that pretty much sums up the raccoon's entire diet. The list of things he can eat runs into the thousands. That's amazing.
That is amazing. Really cool? Not just the variety of food they eat, but how they go about catching it. I mean, they're snatching lots of grub, and yet they're not even really looking for it.
Yeah, they're feeling for it. They feel around in the water till they touch what seems like a good piece of grub. Then they snatch it, examine it, and pop it into their mouth like popcorn. Out here in the daytime, the best places to look for raccoons are in the hollows or forks of trees. But a raccoon's natural camouflage lets it blend in perfectly up there. So you have to keep a sharp lookout. Otherwise, you'd miss a raccoon.
Tree climbing is an essential raccoon skill. They need to climb to be able to get at food and to find safe places to sleep during the day. But you know, like any skill, it's one that requires a little practice. On the ground, raccoons are pretty vulnerable to predators like bobcats, foxes, and coyotes. So Mom wastes no time and teaches her kids the art of tree climbing right away. These young raccoons may seem kind of awkward and a little clumsy, but you gotta keep in mind that they're just learning. I think it'll be a while yet before these kids learn the finer points of climbing. Whoops! Oh, he's okay. Let's see what different climbing skills they're working on. This one's practicing on getting a short grip. These kids are learning how to climb down head first, and it's not easy. This guy is mastering balance. With Mom's help, These baby raccoons will soon become climbing masters. By the time they're old enough to go off on their own, Mom will have taught them what they need to know to survive, how to climb, hunt, find food, and protect themselves.
Did you know that the raccoon isn't the only masked bandit? The coati, the kinkajou, and the red panda are all raccoon relatives. They're all part of a family called the Procyonidae. Coatis and kinkajous are found in Central and South America, while the red panda can only be found in Asia. Talk about far-flung relatives.
Mother raccoons are really protective of their young. When a threat, like a bobcat, coyote, or dog is around, the mother will lead the predator away from her young, putting herself in danger to protect her babies. Raccoons have a bunch of predators snapping at their heels. Oh man, look out.
One of the reasons raccoons proliferate in the city is because these predators aren't there in big numbers hunting them. We're talking about cougars, golden eagles, the lynx, the great horned owl, the wolf.
Wait a second. Yeah, raccoons have predators, but raccoons are hard to catch. They're a good size, they're tough, and they can outclimb almost anyone, except maybe me.
What? He's gonna have to prove that one.
You got it.
All right, we're gonna have the first ever Kratts Creatures climbing competition.
A Chris and Martin Kratt scientific study.
The climbing contest is about to begin. On your mark, get set, go!
Hurry, Chris!
Oh, he beat me. Oh, man.
How do you feel?
Disappointed. That raccoon really took it to you.
What happened?
I was going good there for a while. Then he just took off. I don't know how they do it.
You know, I never really realized how hard raccoons are to keep up with. I mean, you can't track them at night.
And during the daytime, they hide out.
And they can disappear in every little nook and cranny.
Well, raccoons like to be left alone. And you know, there's more than one reason we should give them their space. We've had a lot of fun tracking down our buddy the raccoon. Raccoons are great to watch, but you know, you should never try to touch or pick up a wild raccoon.
That's because while human civilization has given raccoons relief from some predators and easy access to food, it also has a downside because raccoons are more likely to get diseases like rabies.
Yeah, but how can you tell if a raccoon has rabies?
Well, one of the signs is if you see a raccoon wandering around in the middle of the day.
Looking sick, weak, and unafraid, and drooling at the mouth.
And acting aggressive and unpredictable.
Inside this cube is a vaccine against rabies.
We're spreading these cubes around where raccoons will find them.
Now, the cubes are flavored like fish, so raccoons love to eat them.
And when they do, they're protected against rabies.
This kind of vaccination is a new approach to solving an old problem.
Preventing the spread of rabies is important, and another way to help is by making sure your pet has his rabies shots.
We've learned so much about the infamous masked bandits.
They're a clever and resourceful creature who can adapt to most situations and environments.
They protect their young and are really good at getting away from predators.
Speaking of getting away, what happened to that raccoon we saw last night?
Search me.
Whoa.
12:38 p.m. We think we found the trail of our elusive raccoon. And what better place to find him than the Creature Club? After all, in the Creature Club, you're bound to find almost any creature.
You know, I think we've definitely learned how the raccoon earned his name, the Backyard Bandit.
There's no denying that the bandit is sneaky, cunning, stealthy, and a master of escape and mischief.
But there's also no denying that the bandit is intelligent, flexible, dexterous, and a master of survival and adaptability.
All of the above is true. The raccoon is an amazing animal that deserves its place in the wild and in our cities too.
When it comes to the creatures in our own backyard, we've got to learn all we can about them, both for safety reasons and because, well, we're sharing that backyard with them, aren't we? And we have to learn to respect our neighbors. Right, guys? Guys? Man, the neighbors are after them. Looks like the guys took creature imitating a little too far this time. For this neighborhood, Chris and Martin are two backyard bandits too many.